A former U.S. attorney says a Janesville man's lack of remorse in an interview with News 3 will likely affect his upcoming sentencing. Joseph Jakubowski led authorities on a 10-day manhunt in April and sent letters to News 3's Valinda Jones from the Dane County Jail. She tells us why the attorney believes those letters and our interview could impact the judge's ruling next week. Valinda?
Well, Eric, Jakubowski also sent several letters to authorities and attempted to send a second letter to President Trump. Well, some of these messages have been intercepted by the U.S. Marshal. Former U.S. Attorney John Vaudry says Jakubowski's words and letters and messages to the public will affect his ultimate sentence.
Prison's going to just make me worse and even more hateful towards government.
A week before his sentencing, Joseph Jakubowski says he doesn't want to be a part of the institution he was fighting against, but stands by his actions. Do you have regrets?
No, I don't.
The 33-year-old faces a maximum of 20 years in federal prison after he stole over a dozen firearms and wrote a 161-page anti-government manifesto to President Donald Trump. 8 months after being caught, Jakubowski still refuses to tell authorities where he buried 13 guns.
It's two middle fingers up, man. The government. I ain't giving them.
There are guns sitting somewhere. He says they're not a danger. Do we believe him? I suggest probably not, and we can't take that risk. And I think Judge Conley will hold that against him.
Former U.S. Attorney John Vaudry says Jakubowski's own words, both in writing and in our TV interview,
I did have intent to attack the government,
will play a part in his federal sentencing, among other factors.
One of the things you look at is there remorse? And it's pretty clear Mr. Jakubowski doesn't. I'm sure the prosecutors will ask that be held against him.
Jakubowski says he plans to ask the judge for the death penalty.
They might as well kill me.
Which is not one of the eligible punishments in this federal case. But if released, he says he'll just do it all again. That claim, Vaudry says, will only hurt his case.
The whole point of prison is people don't want to be in prison. The fact that he says he would do it again, that will absolutely hurt him at sentencing, because that's one of the goals of sentencing. What do we do to make sure this doesn't happen again?
I ain't gonna change. I ain't gonna change. And it's because I know what they're doing is wrong and what I stand for is right.
Jakubowski faces a maximum of 20 years in federal prison. Vaudry says while he thinks he will be sentenced to a significant amount of time in jail, he says it's extremely rare to receive a maximum sentence. Jakubowski will also face state charges in Rock County this January for guns he admits to stealing in Janesville.
Valinda Jones reporting once again on this case from our news center. Valinda, thank you.